I'm going to first start off this screencast by introducing to you the file directory of Magento as it pertains to design. And in order to do that, I'm going to open up two directories in my favorite editor. For the first directory, I will navigate to App, Design, Frontend. And in my second editor, I will open Skin and Frontend. Now, these are the two parent directories that you will be working with when building your store design. And you may be wondering why we've separated the theme files into two separate directories. Well, the reason for this is that by keeping the files that must be readable by the browser, such as images and CSS, separate from those files that can remain hidden from it, Magento is ensuring that your store is given the maximum security measure possible. Now, when you look at the two directories I just opened, you're looking at a full list of interfaces I have in my Magento. And as you can see, by no means do I have an impressive list of interfaces here. But this is a very faithful reflection of what you will get when you first download the system from the Magento website. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on the default interface to see what files reside there. And you will see that there's another folder called default. And what this folder represents is the name of the theme that is contained within the default interface. So now you know we have a theme called default within an interface called default. And if I was to move into the skin directory as I'm doing now, I'm going to go into default here. You'll see that voila, there is a theme called default within a default interface within the skin directory. And by now you probably have got the idea that the app design directory and the skin directory basically mirror each other in regards to the interface and theme relationship. This mirror image of the interface and theme relationship between the skin and app design directory, however, is not something that is created automatically by the application for you. But let's say if I was to create an additional interface called my interface, as I'm going to do now, I'm going to type in my interface. You will have to go into the skin directory and create this interface manually again, just like this, in order to mirror the skin and app design directories. And if I was to create a theme called my default theme within my interface theme within the app design directory, I will have to go in and manually type in my theme and move on to the skin front, my interface, and create exactly the same theme directory name, just like so, my theme. And so now I've created a mirror relationship of my interface, my theme, my interface, my theme in both the skin and app design directory. Now the reason why this has to happen is, let me just show you an example of this. If I was to go back in the default interface, go into the default theme, the files that are contained within the app design directory versus the files that are contained within the skin directory are actually different. As you can see here, the app design contains the layout, the locale, the template files, while the skin directory contains the CSS, images, and JavaScript folders. And since we're in this directory, there are two things I want to mention to you additionally. And the first one is the fact that the names that you see here, etc, layout, locale, and template, these folder names are set name using conventions used by Magento system, and these folder names should not be altered. Now, the second thing that you must remember is the fact that a theme does not have to contain all the files that you see here in the theme called default in order for it to be considered a theme. Theme can really consist of a single image to a single CSS file to a single template, whatever you need be. And I'm going to demonstrate how that works by going into the default interface and inside of it creating an additional theme. And I'm going to name it my second theme. And of course, having done that, I'm going to go into Skin, Front-end Default, and create this folder with the same name so that it correlates to the same theme. Now, one thing you should remember is that should your theme, the new theme that you created, my second theme, choose not to have any skin files within it, that means no CSS, no images, no JS, I can just go ahead and actually remove it, and I will still have a theme called my second theme in my app design. So basically, by having done that, having removed the theme folder from the skin, I'm just going to go ahead and create some template files within it. And I'm just going to do that just by copying from the default theme, which I already have here handy. Okay, so I'm going to go into my default theme and copy over the templates. Now for this demonstration, I'm going to use a type of template called a scalene template. And in order to show you what that is, I'm going to go ahead and open one column.html. And as you can see, this template basically contains only the markups that creates the visual structure of a store page, such as header, we have a middle container here, and footer. So I'm going to use this as a sample. And I'm going to save this. This file is contained right now in the default theme, and so I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of it to save as and save it into my new theme by going to default my second theme, templates, page, and one column.html. And now once I've done that, I'm going to go back here to see whether it has been saved correctly. And as you can see, it is now here, one column.html. And if I open up this page, you'll see that the skeleton template now resides in my second theme. And now that I've created a second theme, I'm going to go ahead to the admin to assign this theme to the store. And I'm going to do that by navigating to System, Configuration, and then the Design tab when it loads. And I'm going to go into the theme's default input box, and I'm going to type in the name of the new theme that I've created. In this case, my second theme. And before I save it, I want you to first look at how the page looks, how this page looks before I load the second theme. So right now what you're looking at is the default theme before I load the second theme. And just to make the differentiation, I'm going to go ahead into the one column.html in the new second theme and just create some text in there so you can tell the difference between the page as it looks before the second theme and the page as it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and create a paragraph here and type in some text, testing my second theme. And I'm going to make the background a little red just so you can see the changes right away. So background red, color white. Okay. So again, this is what the page looks like before the second theme loads. And I'm going to go into the admin again and save config now. Now I'm going to go back to this page and reload it. And as you can see, the second theme has loaded, and with it comes this red background here. And since I've shown you how creating a template in your second theme can affect the look of your storefront, I'm going to go ahead and also show you how to replace the image that you show here by using that second theme that we've created previously. And I'm going to start out by going to the skin directory, to front end, to the default interface, and inside of it I'm going to create a new directory called my second theme. And inside this theme, I'm going to create a directory called images, inside which I will be placing this image that you see here in my Photoshop, this beautiful little image that I created. And I'm going to go ahead and save that image into the new theme that I just created by going to default, my second theme, and images. And I'm just going to go ahead and save it as logo.gif. And I know that it's been called by the name logo.gif because if I was to go into the default theme, into templates, go into page, HTML, and header.html, you will see that there's going to be a markup for this logo section calling the images /logo.gif files. So that's how I know that I'm going to be using the name logo.gif in order to override what I have right now. So since I've saved that, I'm going to go ahead and reload the page I have now, and you'll see how the second theme is reflected on the storefront.